Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and this Saturday is actually a little special. It's Halloween, so what should we be shooting on Halloween? Zombies. That being the case, on the menu for today, we've got House of the Dead 3 from Sega. Originally released in arcades back in 2002, this light gun rail shooter was ported to the PlayStation 3 in 2012, and that's the version that we're going to be playing. So, what kind of taste will this zombie shooter go and have? Let's get cooking and find out.
The House of the Dead 3.
No need to introduce the title, as they've gone and done it for me. Let's get started, shall we? So, there are a couple options in here, but we can't really do much to go and change anything but the sound effects. If you're playing with the Move controller, which I am, you have the option to go and calibrate it. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in, though. So, there's modes that you can go and choose between. There's the normal survival mode, or there's time trial, or rather time attack. You can go and select your chapter, your controllers, your difficulty setting. I have bumped up my number of lives just to make things a little bit easier. Violence, and blood color. Which we're going to go and change, because red's a little bit too standard, so we're just going to go ahead and go with green, just for the heck of it. Alright, looks like we're all set. Let's get cooking! So this title actually goes and takes place at the end of the chronology for the House of the Dead's franchise. It's, even though it's the third one in the series out of like 5, it goes and takes place at in 2019, like significantly farther past any title that came before the series. So this would kind of be what's at the end of it. You know, zombie apocalypse has gone and taken over the world. We're like all dead. We're going to be zombies. The green is hilarious. So one thing I want to go and note as we're going and shooting here, so you've got your shotgun, the reticule that you're going and using to go and target with, and then you've got your HUD with 6 shots per shot, but rather than have to go and point off screen or manually reload, if you do go and exhaust your clip, it does auto reload. But there is, you can either go and move the controller, actually no, you can't move the controller off screen. You have to go and either press a button, or with the move controller you can go and do a violent shake of the controller and it'll go and reload, which is, you know, handy. But I gotta say, this has got to be like the world's most awesome shotgun, as it's basically infinite ammunition. But how can you not go and say yes to something like that? These things just don't want to stay dead. So here's the question though. If humanity was able to go and develop a shotgun with infinite ammunition, why is it that we went and lost to the zombie-like apocalypse? It just doesn't make any sense.
We found it.
Alright, so that's the end of Chapter 0, the brief prologue that the game goes and presents us. As we, well, you went and saw the character introductions. Thomas Rogan there is actually the original hero from the original House of the Dead. But he's not the character that we go and play in the title. We actually go and play as... Oh,
dear Daniel,
another cutscene first. My bad.
I'll never give up. No matter what the doctors say, I'll gladly step into forbidden territory if it will save your life.
Guy's crazy. Don't know if you noticed. And 2 weeks later, we go and meet our heroes. Thomas Rogan's daughter, Lisa Rogan, and Agent G, the only character who is present in every House of the Dead game. Why is he just G? I don't know, maybe he's just as cool like the Men in Black. So here's our first route choice. We're going to go ahead and go just with the entrance, as I didn't really have much time to make that call as is. And here we go. So in addition to zombies to go and shoot, as well as well, everything else we have to go and worry about, there are some hidden items throughout the course of the title, or the game itself. As we're going and shooting barrels or things like that, we might go and find coins that can be shot for points. There's also silver ones that can go and be shot multiple times for massive point value. A decent number of zombie types. You know, you got like the normal ones, you got the axe wielding ones, these big burly ones, the bat ones.
Get away!
From time to time, we do have to go and save our companions, and if we do, we go and get bonus lives, or if we're at full life, we go and get bonus score, which itself is useful. Now, despite going and having actually shotgunned these things before they took to the air, there's some really resilient vultures. Oh, I thought I got them all. My bad. Sloppy play on my part there. And here, we're introduced to our first boss. We saw him briefly in the Chapter 0, but one thing that's kind of fun about House of the Dead, like a lot of other Japanese properties, they're really big fans of the Tarot Arcana, and all the bosses are named after such. So here we are going and fighting Death. And going and taking hits from it. So his life bar is represented in two sections. There's the red one, which goes and acts as the cancel life bar. If we happen to go and defeat his life that is present on that life bar in time, then we go and cancel his attack, which, you know, is definitely important. And then his actual life bar is the green bar that's above. There are also health items that you can occasionally find in hidden in items throughout the game. So, you know, if it looks like it's breakable, shoot it. You might go and find something else. Kind of par for course for light gun rail shooter as is.
Calm down there.
But as far as the game doesn't really go and provide much in terms of like horror and jump scares. It's just kind of like straight up zombie shooting action. We're such awesome characters that it doesn't seem like these guys can really go and phase us.
See ya. Now there's a guy.
Alright, and that is the end of Chapter 1, Entrance. Not a really great evaluation there, so I feel I could have done better. That was sloppy play on my part, but
Yeah,
not terrible.
just a little shaken up.
So here's our second choice as far as which stages we go and get to go and pick. So depending on which stage you go and pick and what order you go and play them in, you actually go and play through the stages differently, which is something that I thought is really neat. So, you know, you go and be entering the stages in different areas. You ultimately work through to the boss part eventually, no matter which direction you enter the stage. But the stage goes and looks different, and you sometimes go and see different areas depending on which order you go and play the stages. But I just figured we'd just go in order and go and take the EFI. Oh heck, I can't even go remember exactly which stage I selected as is. Well anyway, the one that's all the way on the left, and we'll just go and work our way left to right. Although, I think I will go and call it after this one. Chapter 2, Bewilderment.
Gee, what happened to the world?
What happened
The
to the
1998
world?
Curian Mansion case happened, I suppose. The project was a threat to humanity itself. Your father and I put a stop to it, though.
So, while not as bad as the voice acting from the original title and House of the Dead 2 in particular, the voice acting isn't great. I don't know why these bats want to go and kill us dead. The zombies, those I can understand. but the bats, yeah. So there's one of those coins that I wouldn't mention. You can go and shoot multiple times for points. Eventually they will disappear, but you can go and score quite a bit from them that you wouldn't otherwise be able to go and obtain.
I can't believe.
So one thing I'm always impressed by, like zombies, is how do they know how to go and use elevators and all these tools and equipment that they might not have been able to go and use in their mindless form. Like a chainsaw. How does a zombie use a chainsaw?
Lisa, back me up.
Oh, gee. Oh, he got hit. Oh well, he's a tough guy. He's not going to die that easily. These zombies there, in particular, I dislike because they're going and chucking like scalpels at us nice and fast. Once again, that goes and brings up my point. How do zombies know how to go and throw things like scalpels at us all fast, crazy like that? Once again, bats, we didn't do anything to you. You don't have to die.
Out of my way.
Oh, gee. Those are some tanky zombies there. Not so tanky zombies. Scalpels will not win today. And then there's also these weird worm things. Who the heck knows what those are? Oh, dang it, coin, I missed it. Can I shoot it still? No, it's not. Oh, not fast enough. And here we are at the boss of Chapter 2.
Some sort of feeding ground?
And we're trapped.
We're trapped. It's coming, Lisa.
Sorry, G, I stole your line there. Type 0028. Fool! So this fight, we need to go and focus our fire on the Fool's Claw that's highlighted, because that's his current weak point. I don't know why we just can't go and target any of them. And as we go and manage to proceed, he gets to the point where he starts shaking and all these corpses start falling on us. It's kind of a rather dastardly attack, don't you think? Going and using his food to go and try and kill us. Ah, dang, I wasn't able to quite go and take it out in time. Wow. This guy can go and get moving pretty fast by the end of the fight. Got him. One more cage shake, and here comes the corpses. Well, you have to admit, they're falling pretty slow for corpses. And his last set of attacks. Flying leap! I was too slow that time. This time I won't be. Looks like I still took damage there. Oh, my bad. Although, really, it almost looks like no different from when you go and actually cancel the attack when you don't. And that is it for the Fool.
Had enough yet?
Well, have you? And with that, let's go and wrap up our zombie shooting Halloween special. As always, I want to thank you for coming out and joining me today for Shoot 'em Up Saturday. As always, if you go and have other shoot 'em ups you'd like to go and recommend to me, or other games you'd like to go and see me feature on the channel, by all means, please go and leave those in the comments below. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for coming out and joining us today. Have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you again next week.